Welcome back to our channel. Today Mark and I are metal detecting in an area where we picked up gold before, and so have others. There are quite a few detector holes around, but every time we went here we still picked up gold. So wish us luck. We'll spend the day around here detecting for gold, and hopefully we'll find some nuggets today. We just parked the car over there. You can see Mark detecting away over there. Yeah, I only walked a few steps and I already got my first signal. So this is our good gold producing area here. Many people have detected here before, but we are still picking up gold. Yeah, I'm gonna give this one a dig. Yeah, it's really surprising that there's such a loud target in an area like this, but yeah, it's probably just a shotgun pellet. I'll give it a dig anyway. Yeah, like I said, I expected a shallow target and it's out of the hole already. I'll have a look and see what it is. First target of the day. Boah, I can see it in my hand and it's gold. Boah, who would have thought? Look at that. I only turned on the detector, walked a few meters, and now I picked up gold already. Yeah, that is unreal. Haven't even walked far from the car yet. And this one here is a little subgrammer. That is unreal. It's really not the biggest piece, but it's a really good sign because in a heavily detected area like this is a target that I really didn't expect. So yeah, looks like we parked in a good area, and low and slow, I'll spend the day around here, see what else we can find. I got one already. Picked up a subgram already. There's gold here. It's your turn.
Yeah, I just got my first target here for the day, and yeah, I didn't film it because yeah, it sounded pretty much like rubbish. I'll give you a listen. Yeah, so it sounded just pretty much like a surface target, and yeah, I had a bit of a boot scrape there, and you're not going to believe it, but yeah, I'll show you what I found there. It was here somewhere, just there. Look at that. That's a nice piece of gold, and that was pretty much on the surface there. How nice is that? That's just a nice little piece of gold to find right on the surface. Like I said, I didn't get the camera out because I did think it was going to be rubbish. And I had the boot scrape there and I moved it. Yeah, I thought it was just going to be a little bit of a lead shot, so I didn't film it. But yeah, you beauty, that's a nice piece. Oh, this is a good area here, so yeah, we'll keep swinging and hopefully we can pick up a few more of those before it starts to rain. Well, I say that as it's starting to rain, but yeah, the rain's probably not going to last too long, I hope. But yeah, anyway, we'll get swinging and hopefully we can pick up a few more. You beauty. Okay, I've just got another signal here. Well, I think it's a signal. I'll give you a bit of a listen, see what you think. Yeah, so I think there might be something there. I already had a little bit of a scrape with the pick there and it's still in the ground, so I thought I'd better film it because it might be a big piece of gold, but you just never know your luck. And yeah, once upon a time I probably would just walk away from a sound like that, but yeah, ever since I've been dreaming about those kilo pieces, I'll dig them all day long. Yeah, so it's still in the ground there, and I'll have a bit more of a dig with the pick, and we'll see what we can find there. Wow, that's still screaming, and it's still in the hole, so fingers crossed on that one. But yeah, Doesn't look like the ground's too much disturbed here, but you always get stuff that's stuck in the ground for some reason. There has been a bit of drilling in this area, and sometimes the drillers will put something down a hole. Yeah, but anyway, we'll keep on digging on that one. We might be a bit more careful, because if it is a nugget, that's going to be a nice one. Yes, fingers crossed. I'll use the pinpointer there, I think. It's a screamer, and yeah, quite often you'll get them just sitting right in the edge here or something like that, and it's very hard to pinpoint, so I'll have a go with the pinpointer. Okay, the pinpointer is actually saying that it's iron, so it's probably just a bit of rubbish there. What it does say about drillers, it probably wasn't drillers that did that, but yeah, there is actually a drill hole just there, and yeah, someone's shoved their garbage down it. I'll take back what I said about drillers, because drillers wouldn't have put that rubbish in there, because a lot of drillers over here in Western Australia don't drink orange juice. We'll keep on moving on, and hopefully the next screamer is a big kilo piece. See you on the next one then.
Yeah, I've been detecting for a few hours already. There are a few detector holes around, and I've got my first decent signal for the day. It could be rubbish. I'll give it a dig anyway, because I haven't had any targets at all. More. Is that still in the hole? Yeah, surprisingly that target is still in the hole. Like I said, I can see detector holes around me here, and yeah, it's surprising that nobody has picked up this one here. I'll dig it out. Hopefully it's gonna be a nugget. Unreal, it's actually a little nugget here. Who would have thought? Right amongst the detector holes. A rough little nugget. Yeah, probably not even half a gram this one, but a really surprising find. Because yeah, I really expected all the easy targets to be gone, and this one here really wasn't hard to hear. So I'm gonna have a closer look around here. What an area. Other people who are detecting out here, they have used several pathways here through the bush. So this one here is not actually a track, not one that's been put in by the farmer anyway. Now I've got a signal directly on the track here. So yeah, that's what happens. People drive around in their car looking for a good spot, and while they are doing that, they are driving over the gold. So lucky me, I'm walking, and I'm gonna dig this one out now. Hopefully it's gonna be gold. That's sounding good to me. The target is still in the hole. I reckon it's right in the center of it. And yeah, it's sounding good. Could be a nugget in there. Oh, it's still in there. So yeah, I'm starting to get excited now. The target is still in the hole. It's sounding good, and I'm in a good area, so it's got to be gold. Oh, I think it's out. I heard it already. I got it. It's another sub-grammer. So yeah, not even half a gram, but it's another piece of gold. Yeah, it's gold. Can't complain about it. I'm happy with it, that's for sure. And yeah, it just shows me that there's definitely more gold in the area. So yeah, good sign. Even though this area has been detected heavily before, we are still picking up nuggets. So yeah, looks like we're going to spend a bit more time in this area.
Okay, today I'm just going to talk a little bit about the settings that we use on our machines. It's probably one of the hardest things to tell someone what settings to use, because there's just so many variances in the ground and where people are operating, their experience level, and what type of detecting they're doing. So there'll always be a different answer. It's fairly mineralized around here, and you'll probably see from most of our videos that the ground is fairly red. Yeah, the majority of people will tell you to run the machine quiet, and that, yeah, that is a good idea. But Chrissy and I actually prefer our machines a little bit noisy, so basically crank the settings on it, the sensitivity up a fair bit, and yeah, and just listen and get to learn how to use the machine and learn what it's actually saying to you. Just the general settings that we use are high yield, difficult, sensitivity on anywhere between 15 and 20, no audio filters, and on semi-auto ground balance. Yeah, so the threshold pitch will just be a personal choice and what suits you and your hearing. So I suggest you just turn it up and just slowly start turning it down until it becomes comfortable for you. That's the settings that kind of work for us, and yeah, they're definitely not settings that I would recommend to someone that's just getting into detecting. If you have everything cranked up in the machine, then it does get quite annoying. You do tend to dig a lot of false targets. Yeah, if you're out there for the first time using machine and you're using settings like that, you'll get very frustrated, and you're more than likely not going to come back and do it again. So for new people out there, I would suggest, yeah, those default settings that the machine comes with, and then adjust accordingly to the ground that you're in. A few of the different reasons that you'd actually change settings on your machine are the mineralization in the grounds. That's the main concern. Yeah, so if it's a very highly mineralized ground, you're going to have to turn the machine down a little bit just to make it usable. And the other thing that will make you change your settings is if you're searching for new ground, you're probably going to be walking a little bit faster, swinging a little bit faster, and that will affect the machine's performance. So you usually turn it down a little bit so you don't get so many false signals. But if you get onto a patch, then obviously you're going to be walking really slow and swinging really slow, and that's when you can kind of crank the machine up a little bit and try and get a bit more performance out of it. Yeah, so when trying to pick a good ground mode on the 7000, it's always good to start in the normal. Yeah, so if you find that too noisy, you can just switch over into difficult, and it still does give a good target response in difficult to the majority of the gold. So the majority of the gold that you find around the place is going to be reasonably shallow, and you're still going to hear it in that difficult mode. So, but always, yeah, if you can run in normal, normal is the best mode. Same on the 5000, normal is the best mode to be running on there, and if that's not working for you, then fine gold, and then enhance. The most important thing with your settings is what's comfortable for you. So all the settings that I've just said might not be comfortable for you, and if you try and run them and the machine's noisy or it's just not working for you, then yeah, please do change, because yeah, we want you to keep interested, and yeah, you don't want to be annoyed at the end of the day because your machine's giving you false signals or it's just too noisy. And I also don't change the settings too much throughout the day either. I might bump the sensitivity up or down slightly just depending on the ground that I'm covering, but generally I like to keep it in the same settings, and that way I get used to the machine and the sounds that it's making. So if you tend to chop and change your settings all the time, very hard to get used to the responses that it's giving you. Yeah, just change one setting at a time and just change it by a little bit. Whenever you're talking to someone about settings, listen to them and hear everything they have to say, and then it's just up to you to use those settings and then make up your mind whether they suit you or not and suit the area that you're in. So guys, happy hunting out there, and hope you walk over a big one soon. Yeah, that was a bit of a slow day for me out there today, but I still picked up that one piece, and it's a nice little piece. It's got actually a little bit of quartz in it, and yeah, it's not going to weigh up very much, but at least I came home with something today. So yeah, we'll whack that on the scales, and we'll see what that one weighs. That one just came out with a boot scrape. 0.5, that's not too bad for the day. At least it's a piece, and yeah, I really do need to find some deeper targets. Haven't been digging any holes at all, really. I've been exercising the legs a fair bit lately, but yeah, haven't been exercising the upper body, so maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, as usual, we had a pretty good time out there. All the nuggets we found were pretty small, but we're not complaining about them because they've got the right color. It's really surprising that some of those targets we picked up in that area were quite noisy after so many people have detected that area. But yeah, it could just be a matter of different detectors that were being used, or even the settings. If you want to help us out, you can by just simply hitting that like button. So thanks for that, and I'm gonna chuck the gold on the scales now, see what it weighs. This is the piece that I got on the first day. I got this one not far from Mark's car. Nice, that's over 0.3 of a gram. And then these two here were in a slightly different spot. That's why they are quite rough. 0.45 and 0.95 for those two, plus the third one that was 1.3 grams. 1.3 grams is all right for me. I'm not complaining, and there's more gold out there, so we're gonna charge up our gear and head out there tomorrow.
Yeah, well, that was a bit easier. Stay safe out there and happy hunting, and yeah, I'll get back to digging this hole here. Could be a big one.